Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. I'm going to be doing a 9/9 portal reading. I do these portal readings on every double day of every month, and this month will be no different. All right, let's get started. Okay. Alrighty. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the numerology, the tree of life, and the astrology, and then I'm going to do the reading on the 9/9 portal. If we look at the 9/9 portal, we add up the vibration of the ninth month, the ninth day, and 2023, which is a 7 universal year. When we add those together, we get a 25/7 vibration. In the system that I use, this is connected to the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands. And the knights in the tarot were all about the action of the element that they are in. And fire is the element of spirit. So this is the action of spirit. All the knights in the tarot are located in a place on the tree of life called Tiphereth. Tiphereth is located right in the center of the tree, right here. And we have the sun. This is the Sephiroth of the sun, and today the sun is in Virgo. So it is the Sephiroth of the sun associated with the season of spring. Now, of course, those of us in the northern hemisphere are about to move into fall. Those in the southern hemisphere are about to move into spring. Less about the season you're in and more about the energy of the season. And the energy of the season of spring is one of emergence. It's one of beginnings, right? The seed is planted and the seed begins to grow. Tip on the tree of life is divine will directed toward harmony and natural balance. It is the Sephiroth that mediates between the creative governing realms of the above, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 5 Sephiroth, and the lower 1, 2, 3, 4 Sephiroth. This is spirit, this is action on the physical plane. So this Sephiroth mediates between the creative governing realms above and the functioning world of action below. So because this vibration sits in the place of the sun, I looked to see where the sun was at the 9/9 portal. Now I always look at the 9/9. I always look at a portal in two different places. So the 9/9 portal, I'm going to look at 9:09 a.m. and I'm going to look at 9:09 p.m. And we do have two separate Sabian symbols. The sun is at 17 and 18 degrees, 17 for the AM, 18 for the PM portal, so to speak. The Sabian symbol for 17, excuse me, the Sabian symbol for 17 of Virgo is a volcanic eruption. Incidentally, last night when I was going to sleep, I got a notice on my phone that there had been an earthquake. Not unusual for these things to happen around portal times. Portal times are opening, so it's an opening for things to come in and an opening for things to leave. And 9 is about ending. So, and it happened in Morocco, and it happened in Morocco at 6:11 p.m. But here, was p.m. or a.m.? p.m. I would here it was 11:11. Might have been the opposite way around because I think they're a day ahead. But it's interesting how we see these double numbers, right? We see these portal numbers coming up. Keynote here is an explosive energy of long repressed contents of the subconscious. We are dealing here with the dramatic release of energies which have been kept in check by the outer shell of the ego-controlled consciousness. It may be spectacular catharsis, but it often takes place. It often takes paths, of destruction. Yet unless some form of purification by fire is experienced, the inner pressure of the karmic past or of recent frustrations would shake up, perhaps even more destructively, the very foundation of the personality. And the key word here is explosion. It's interesting that they mention the purification by fire, because this is a fire vibration. This is about the fire within the heart. Okay. And of course, we recently had Venus in the heart of the sun, in the sign of the sun. So this is all connected with that. And we'll see more connections in the next slide. 18 degrees of Virgo is the other. This is the PM 909 PM. And this is for my area, right? This is for the United States, the East Coast. I put it for Washington, D.C. You can actually do this wherever you are, and it will come. It might be different for where you are, but this is the information that I'm getting because of where I am. A Ouija board. The keynote here is the ability to contact deeper recesses of the unconscious psyche and sensitiveness to psychic intimations and omens. And the key word here is inner guidance. And so whatever the issue here, this explosion, this eruption, it requires looking within. Now the sun is in Virgo, right? At this time, the 9-9 portal, always in Virgo at the 9-9 portal. I'm so sorry, it's noisy. It's just very hot and I have the window open and it's Saturday, so all the motorcycles have to pass my house. Sorry about that. The ruler of the sun, the ruler of Virgo, okay, the dispositor of Virgo is Mercury. Where is Mercury? Mercury is in Virgo. This is the Sephiroth of Mercury, and Mercury happens to be retrograde, which requires us to look within. So there's a lot of this repetitive energy or repetitive symbols that we're seeing here. So this is the portal for the US, because these are the charts for Washington, D.C. The 909 AM portal has a Libra rising. The 909 PM portal has a Taurus rising. Both are Venus ruled signs. Remember I said Venus is very prominent, even though this the sun is in Virgo. Venus in both cases is at 13 degrees of Leo. 13 degrees of Leo, an old sea captain rocking himself on the porch of his cottage. The quieted mind's recollections of crises and joys long past. The sea captain has steered his ship of ego consciousness through the seas and storms, maintaining the integrity of his individual selfhood while in close contact with the collective conscious. Now retired, he may try to distill wisdom from his many experiences and from his victories over elemental forces. Interesting symbology for this. This is also the degree at which Venus stationed direct. So we've heard this degree before if you follow my stuff. I also wanted to look at the Sabian symbols for the ascendants. We have the AM chart at 15 degrees of Libra. It says circular paths, coming to terms with the inevitability of establishing steady rhythms of social activity. And the PM is at 1 degree of Virgo, a clear mountain stream. The keynote is the pure, uncontaminated, and spontaneous manifestation of one's own nature. So this is requiring us to take into consideration that the paths that we follow have up and down and rounds, and yet we need to stay true to who we are on the inside. And who we are on the inside is found within the heart. It is where our higher self and our lower self come together in that 6-pointed star, that Merkaba. Okay. All right. Let's see. I think that is all I did. Okay, let's go back. Let's just look at these charts to get just some idea of what the energy is now. We can use either chart. We have the South Node in Libra, Venus rule sign. We have the North Node in Aries, a Mars rule sign. What is Mars in? Mars is in Libra, which is Venus rules. Okay. Here we have Venus in this chart. Venus is making a let's see, a square to Jupiter. Venus is making a wide sextile to Mars, and Venus is making what else did I see? A trine to Chiron. Opportunities for healing of self. All right, what else do we have here? We have a Jupiter Sun trine, actually, which is a flowing energy between the planet of expansion and the planet of the sun, right? Now, because the sun is in Virgo, this is a time of healing. This is a time of healing, attending to the details in order to allow things to work better, All right, so that's the astrology and the light. So I'm gonna stop the share. I just found that incredibly interesting when I looked into it. So I'm gonna pull a starseed oracle card for this, see the message we get on this portal. I wish the acoustics were better, but this is what I have. It's another freaking hot day. I can't stand it. I know you're saying, why don't you get air conditioning? It's like, it's an old house and we've never really needed air conditioning, but yeah. Hottest summer on record, right? We didn't even really get hit with the heat the way a lot of people did. Karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. Okay, let's see what it says here. So this is the message from the Starseed Oracle. And then I will do the tarot reading. It says the constellation Orion is thought by many to have been the place of great polarity and eventual unity. Some believe that many starseeds who are part of this cosmic history are incarnate on Earth now and are playing out karmic relationships from Orion times. Perhaps you are one of them. Polarity causes conflict and highlights separation. However, because of this, conflict can also result in unity and growth. Too many misunderstandings are caused when we don't open our hearts and minds and see things from a different point of view. When we go into reactive second-guessing mode instead of gathering the courage to open our heart, we should admit that we may have reacted because of our own woundings and then find mutual ground. We're all innocent children looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. It's much harder to grow closer through conflict than it is to grow further apart. And yet there is an invitation of conflict. It's easy to react and take things personally. It's more challenging to see the innocence of all involved and find a way to grow closer through the conflict. It's through relationships that we grow the most. How can you soften your heart and drop your defenses enough to see things from a different point of view? How can you see the innocence of all involved? How can you learn to see the similarities rather than the differences? And it's interesting because the earth, according to the occultists, the earth, um, humanity, not the earth, humanity is an energy of harmony through conflict. And so it's almost as if we have to go as far apart as we can go before we have the ability to come together. That's really the energy of the Lover's card. The Lover's card is the card of separation and coming back together, of choice. Will you remain separate or will you move up the mountain to that angelic energy that we see in the card of the Lovers? All right, let's do a card reading. Let me find a deck that I want to use. I'm going to use the Light Seer's deck and see the messages that we get for this portal. So, Spirit, what is it that we need to be aware of at this time? Tell me about the 9-9 portal, the portal of the heart, portal of healing. As we sit here at 9 portal, there are 2 planets that have the opportunity to go retrograde that are actually not retrograde and are moving forward, and that's Venus and Mars. Venus very slowly moving forward now because it just came out of its retrograde, and Mars moving forward in a Venus ruled sign. Everything else, save for the sun and the moon, which never goes retrograde, is retrograde. That includes all the social planets, which are Jupiter and Saturn, and all the transpersonal planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And so the only thing moving forward is the 2 planets that deal with our relationships. And of course, the sun and the moon, which are always never retrograde. What is the message? What is the message? Make sure I get a good shuffle. What's the message? Harmony. All right, I think I'm done. Sometimes we'll get a line. Oh, here they come. We'll get a line of motorcycles like 20 long. Main Street here is very busy because there aren't any lights on it, and so a lot of people like to drive it for that reason. The Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is about the burdens that we carry. This is a Sagittarius vibration, and it is the energy of the fire on the earth plane, okay? Because this is located in Malkuth on the Tree of Life. So here we are, we're burdened, we're laden down with beliefs and ideas, and this is a Sagittarius card. Sometimes you carry all these things because you think you're right about it. So that's the situation. The Ten of Wands. What's crossing that? The Two of Swords. The Two of Swords. This is the swords are about action, but the Two of Swords is about not being able to see, or being at a stalemate. Being at a stalemate. Let's see what's underneath it all here. We have the Chariot. This is the 7 vibration. This is the vibration of the universal year. This is about your soul coming into incarnation to do its work and getting down to the core of what it is and who you are and what you're here to do. So at the root of this, even though we are laden with all of these ideas and beliefs, and we're having difficulty taking a step forward, making a decision, underneath it all is the is the reminder, and really the evolutionary imperative is to get on our chariots and move in the direction that our soul is taking us in. Let's see what's in the past. We have the Three of Cups. This is support, friendships, our tribe. It's a joyful card. It is feminine energy. It's located in Baina, the place of the divine feminine, and it is cups. So this is about the people who support you or who have supported you in the past. In the sky, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Things are changing. So even if you can't decide how to unburden yourself, change is going to come one way or the other. So it's a choice. You're either going to burden it, take the action to unburden yourself, or it's going to be done for you. In the immediate future, it says to stand your ground. This is the Nine of Wands. This is about healthy boundaries based on your experience. This is also a Sagittarius card, and Sagittarius is all about experience. How it's seen from the outside, the Page of Swords. You're in a precarious position. You have all these ideas. They're sort of keeping you afloat as you sort of move over this rather precipitous waterfall here. And so this requires balance. It requires focus. It actually requires a little bit of multitasking, which means I'm in trouble. And here it is, the domestic situation, the Knight of Wands. This is the vibration of the day. 997 is a 25-7. That is the Knight of Wands. This is your domestic situation. It says celebrate, dance, and sing, and have joy. Okay. Hopes and fears. The Seven of Wands, that you're protected in your higher perspective. And the outcome, the Lover's card, choice. We have a choice. We can hold on to the beliefs that no longer serve us and allow them to keep us tied up, or we can choose to move forward and change, take the leap, or just decide differently. Let's see what's underneath it. We have the High Priestess energy coming in from spirit, direct connection. This is about knowing things, a very powerful feminine card. The Ace of Swords, this is justice. This is the sword of truth. Okay, the Ace of Swords, singular of mind. And the Fool, take the leap of faith. You will be supported. Many, many years ago, I had a dream that I was running upstairs of a castle, a building, a tower. I think it must have been a building in my dream, because I don't get to hang around in many castles or towers for that matter. But in the dream, I got to a window and the only thing I could do was jump. And in the dream, I jumped, and as I fell, I was concerned that, like, I'm going to go splat, right? You jump out of a tower, you're going to go splat. But what happened is, as I came down through the air and then landed, I landed in all of this material, and it was red and orange, and there was all these beautiful colors. And I remember thinking in the dream that I fell into the skirts of the goddess. In fact, in the Yoruba tradition, they talk about the skirts of the goddess being the colors of the rainbow, right? And so know that It's scary. We're at a scary time, but you can take that leap of faith that you will be supported. Change is coming one way or another. You might as well be doing the work that you came to do when you were here. That's the message from the 9-9 portal, at least as I see it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe if you would. For those of you who are interested in my work with the Kabbalah, I'm going to be starting a new Kabbalah, an introduction to the Kabbalah. That I think is going to be happening on Thursday nights. So I will tell you that is, let me just look at my calendar. I'll tell you when that's starting. Calendar. Okay, let's see. Vedi's my calendar. Here we go. So, Kabbalah class will be beginning Thursday, the 21st of September. It's a 6-week course. It's introductory to the Kabbalah, the whole structure of the Kabbalah, the differences between the circles you see and the paths with all the correspondences of the planets and the like. And we'll be starting a beginner's astrology class on the 18th. That's Monday, the 18th. And that's also a 6-week class. And that is for beginners astrology. If you don't know anything about astrology, or that you know a little bit, but you want something more structured, it's a great class. It's always a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite ones that I teach. That's going to be starting on the 18th. That's a Monday. And that goes for 6 weeks on consecutive Mondays. All classes are generally held from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. You do not have to attend the class to get the class, but if you want to interact with me, of course, it's best to attend the class, but you will get all the videos from that class for you to keep. And you can always go back to them if you need a brush up. So that's the story, Morning Glories. Have yourself a great day, a great weekend. It's Saturday here, and it's hot, and hopefully we'll get some cool breezes soon. And for those of you who are down under, have a wonderful spring. All right, guys, take care. Much love. Namaste.